Welcome to Empowered by AI. I'm Michelle Muncy-Silva. This podcast is for women building what's next and using AI with intention. In Season 6, you'll hear from founders, educators, creatives, and builders who are actually using AI to think better, work smarter, and move with intention. We're learning from conversations about readiness, literacy, and taking action, because every episode gives you ideas you can use immediately. Let's get into it. All right, Nat. Welcome to the show. It's so good to have you on. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you for having me. I'm super excited.
Yay. All right, I want to give you an opportunity, give you an opportunity to share a little bit of your shine with the guests. Can you tell everybody a little bit about you?
Yes. Hello, everyone. I'm super excited to be here. I'm Natalie Benamou. I'm the founder of Her C-Suite, and we are a portfolio company where we help women in the second half of our careers and help women be in demand for board roles, grow their businesses, and create a portfolio life, which means all the slices, everything that you want to do that gives you meaning. And we also infuse a little bit of AI. In fact, we just launched a program for women leaders that I know we're going to talk about. And I'm also a podcast host and I'm a speaker. And in addition to all of that, I am the founder of Her HealthX, and we are going to deploy AI to help bridge the care communication gap for women and improve health outcomes. That's all I got.
So that's all. Did an extra couple hours in my 24-hour day.
Well, too, yeah, a little bit.
And you talk a lot about building the future of what's next. You just kind of alluded to that for a second. So when you look at the landscape for women leaders, entrepreneurs, and you talk about that second half, right? That's so many of us. What do you see shifting right now because of AI?
It's interesting. I'm seeing more shifts at the beginning than where people I'm saying my age demographic. I don't want to be presumptuous in knowing our ages together. We might be contemporaries, but I don't want to be
Rich experiences.
lived more than 20 years. I feel, there's a huge divide. And I know that the CEO of Anthropic just came out and first he said 20% reduction in the next 6 months. And now he's like 50%. And we are seeing this in real time, the entry level positions. So my daughter is a recent graduate of college and it's real, those changes. So that's at the other end of the demographic that I usually talk about. But for women leaders, I think one of the most important things is really being more than fluent. It's not about prompts, as you know, with the work that you're doing and all the amazing things that She Leads AI is doing. It's not about the prompts. It's about being at the table and having the conversation. And so for the companies that are engaging in this and understanding the importance of it, they're going to stay at the forefront. And we're going to see a big shift, unfortunately, very rapidly, because no one's using Google to search anymore the way they used to.
Right. There are so many shifts. And I find myself constantly in a state of don't forget that, because I'm used to hitting walls, right? I'm used to hitting limits to what I know. And then I'm going to have to go through quite a bit of effort to get past that limit to my knowledge.
Yes.
I have to remind myself that barrier doesn't exist anymore. That barrier is just like completely removed.
Yeah.
And so I'm wondering, I mean, you interviewed over 230 executives, board leaders on women leaders on the move. What patterns do you see? What things do you hear about those fears, the opportunities, those gaps that women are experiencing in AI?
Well, I think one of the biggest is an opportunity with boards. That's an area that I work in quite a lot. And I've had interviews with women that are on boards. And one of the things that I think is overlooked, sometimes they think they're not sure, is it transformation and growth, or is it risk, or is it both? And how do they view it? But I think what companies aren't realizing and boards, and this impacts women leaders that are leading boards, leading companies, or working as a leader in a company, is that employees are taking your data and uploading it to ChatGPT and it's unsecured. And they're using it because probably your in-house tool may not work to the ability that they need it. Now, I have heard some really great stories about companies doing their own AI tool in, big company, but there's a lot of small, mid-sized companies, and you have no idea what's seeping out into the LLMs. And so for leaders, I think it's really important to be cognizant of that and to talk to our, people and ask questions and how are you using it? You understand that you can't take this document with the financials and upload it, for example. And I'm sure that's a real example, right?
Exactly. Unfortunately.
Yeah. So I recently interviewed someone, Meg Crosby, about AI on boards, and she had shared how people are afraid. They were afraid of, not understanding it. So they just don't, sometimes you don't want to talk about it or,
Mm.
and so that doesn't help either. And
Yeah, I
so
know.
I think it's just so rapid, and I know how fast it's every day my mind is blown by the companies, the big, I call them the big 5, but then you've got so many other companies coming in and emerging and doing things that it's hard to keep up. And so I think that's one of the things that people are feeling overwhelmed by as leaders.
Yeah, and I really quite honestly tell them not to try. It's not about keeping up. I think it's about finding where you want to solve a problem and then what is out there that will help you solve that. And I know because we feel like we're on this seesaw of I want to be engaged in AI fluency. I want to have my business stay relevant. I'm worried that it won't be if I don't keep up. But at the same time, there are these safety concerns. And how do we have these conversations around some of the very concerns you just brought up? So, what's your message to women listening who feel that pressure but aren't quite sure where to tackle it first?
I think, first of all, know that you're not alone. And secondly, understand the importance of this moment. So, we have the greatest wealth transfer coming in 2030. And if women aren't more than fluent, we're not at the table, we didn't create these LLMs, or there's a big gap at the top of many of these companies in women leaders and the engineers, So, if we don't step in, that's the important moment. And you're not alone in feeling overwhelmed, but it's exciting too. And so maybe shift the way you're viewing it to see what this exciting thing is happening, in a few years. And how can you get to know more about it? Be a curious learner instead of being afraid of what is on the horizon. I think that's the main thing. You're not alone. Be a curious learner. Understand the moment that is so important for all of us.
And you also have a role at Her HealthX. This is fantastic. This is some groundbreaking stuff here. You're using agentic AI to close a care communication gap for women. So,
Yes.
what does that mean in plain language? How is this transforming the healthcare experience for women?
If you think of, I'll give an analogy because I have a dog. So I don't know. Do you have a dog?
I do.
Okay.
A very aging female dog.
So when you say the word treat, she gets excited, right? Probably.
Stands up. The only thing she will stand up for.
Right. So she's like, treat. And she comes. And if you are the owner, you probably want to say, I went to the store and I got 3 kinds of treats and I came back. Let's go for a walk. When we get back, I'm going to give you that treat. Maybe, I don't know. Let's go for the walk. So that is what happens between a patient or a caregiver and a physician. Physicians are trained to hear mostly keywords because they have 9 minutes with you on average. So they are looking for that one word treat. And whether you're at a dermatology appointment, whether you're at a podiatrist, whatever it is, they are looking for keywords. And you understand that from the SEO days, right? Now, I don't know what it is with AEO, but if we could
We're
kind of put our
banging on to SEO. We've got the
old hat of like SEO, right? So
Mhm.
physicians and care providers are trained to hear the keywords. Patients want to tell their story. They want to say, this is all the things, especially women. We're complex. We are our health and our wellness is complex, and we feel the need to really give all the information. But there's a gap that happens, and how that trickles down is when you go to the ER and you're having a heart attack, women wait, and it's the number one killer of women, 16 to 29 minutes longer than men. And that statistic alone, as someone with heart disease, it matters to me especially, but to everyone I know and all women. And so, how can we bridge that communication gap? And it's in taking that information and giving the patient keywords so that they can take the keywords, start with that, and then tell the story instead of telling the story and then doing the keywords, because they're not listening to you when you're telling your story at first. They're looking for those keywords. So if you give that word treat first, then you can say, and da da da, tell the story. So I'm really excited about creating a project. We're at the very beginning of this, creating an opportunity to collaborate and create this space for women to come together. I've heard thousands of stories, thousands, in the last 6 years about misdiagnosis, and it's heartbreaking. So what do we do about it? I guess that's, same with AI, right? How can we use it for the greater good? So Her HealthX, that's what we're embarking on. I'm really excited about it.
Oh my God, that is so amazing, so fantastic. Because if anything, I've watched my mother be the advocate for two of her family members, and knowing the advocacy that has to come into play when you are concerned about vital health issues, this is going to be an absolute game changer.
Yeah, I mean, that's our plan. Our plan is better health outcomes for women. No more stories in our lifetime. Wouldn't that be amazing? I mean, stories, yes. I
Yeah,
love
but no more negative stories.
no more dismissal, minimization. And
Yes.
the day, everybody wants the same outcome. I mean, the healthcare providers want the same outcome. They're not intentionally not wanting to treat you. That's why they're in medicine, but they have huge, tremendous pressure. And so helping them help us is just a winning way to approach it instead of trying to do something more complex. It's really that simple. Comes down to the word treat. No pun intended.
It does. I love that analogy. That works. And you've talked about so many different avenues for yourself. You've talked about Her HealthX. You've talked about your podcast. You've got her C-suite. All of these things, they're all pieces of you, and it makes up this amazing portfolio. And I'm learning this term for the first time, right? Portfolio careers, because of course our generation was raised by boomers. So this idea that we would have one job for our life. It would be our career. We'd get the golden watch at the end and the pension, and all of that is coming to an end. Portfolio careers are now becoming that path to freedom. I used to call it diversified income, right? But
Multiple
term, yeah, it's impacting so many women right now. So how do you feel like AI is changing what a portfolio career could look like, and what should we be thinking about?
It opens up so much possibilities, but you have to be careful with the time. So I think this notion of, and I know that you and Anne, I think we're talking about this, like, oh, AI is so great. And it is good, but it also can take you really down a rabbit hole and you can't get out of that rabbit hole. I mean, I have spent days sometimes because I'm trying to I pressure test things and I'm like, why? Why can't you understand? I've told you in really good prompt language. Well, yeah, what is going on? Stop
I've had
giving me
that moment.
confidence for women. We are confident. We don't need that. Still comes back. Doesn't matter. So I think the opportunity for portfolio career is that it can really help you figure out what is it that you really like doing and how do you map that to the income streams that give you the most purpose, impact, adding value. And generally women that I talk with that are in that second half and have left corporate or thinking about leaving corporate, impact is a really big component for them. And so you can research so easily. It's not like Google, search, but you can actually find tools and use it. But there's you have I say this all the time. I DJ all my apps. So it's like I use chat for some things. I use Perplexity for some things. I rarely sometimes use Claude, but not so much. Gemini, like I'm using the one that will do because there isn't one. Do you think
That
there
does everything. Yeah, no.
No,
No.
there is not. They keep trying. This
That-
week with the release, the 3.0, I'm like, okay, well, you did create I created in a second a PowerPoint, but for my graphic that I uploaded, it was a big square box. There was nothing.
Mhm.
I'm like, okay, so it's not quite worked out yet.
100%.
But we're
Patience.
100%. But this is what we're learning, right? So there
Yeah.
is no magic except the one that I'm going to show at the end. That's pretty
Okay.
much.
Oh, well, there you go. We're going to go with that. So we go there. I want to talk about your book. Okay. Power of What's Next. You're focusing on those intentional moves, those intentional transformations. What move do you think women need to make right now to stay ahead of the light years that this is working at?
Well, what's so interesting is that idea came a year ago and back when I was using Google to search. So I
Mhm.
lead a mastermind called Next Career, and there were two women that were in their early 60s looking for executive level roles, which I'm very happy to say they have them now. And the question was, how do I stay relevant? There's age bias and all these things. How can I stay relevant? So I put it into the search bar, how can we stay relevant? And what came back first thing was and please don't take this as I'm bashing men, I'm not, but it came back from a male blog site that was like, in order to stay younger, or in order to be relevant, you need to ask someone younger than you for clothing advice so that you look younger. I can't say it with a straight face.
Dear God.
So here's the interesting twist to that. So I went in fiery and said, okay, this is what I think stay relevant. I was expecting curious learning, and here's some courses and masterclass, and here's what you should do, and LinkedIn learning, and like all these things, right? No. But the interesting twist, which I'm delighted, I have made a wonderful friend who is in the book, and her name is Diane Boyer. She's a fashion consultant for women over 50. But it is not about looking younger. And she helps women look amazing. And she has an amazing business. And I find that beautiful because in the end, it came full circle and I do things with her and she's amazing. But the advice that we need to look younger is not the advice that we need. So if AI starts telling you that, no, that's where you stop and you say, stop saying these things. So
That is crazy. Every time one of those moments pops up, I'm like, "Oh, that's why."
like, I mean,
Crazy.
yeah, it's true. So it's interesting because a year ago to today, it's been a year. It was almost exactly a year when we started talking about launching the book. The world has changed so fast.
Mhm.
We weren't using AI a year ago like we are today. We weren't, it was, yes, people were using it, but it wasn't like so entrenched. And I don't know about you, but there was a moment where I was using it too much, where I was like, okay, I've got to write this email. I don't know what to say. I'll just ask AI. No, it starts really making you feel like you can't write. And I'm like, what am I doing? And it doesn't come back as good. So I've stopped using it in that way because it's not getting it. And then you're spending too much time on it. But since then, the world has changed. And so for women thinking about what's next now, think about one tool that you can try that will help you be a curious learner. One thing that you can learn, not 100. Just pick one. Don't feel overwhelmed.
I love it. Well, I'd love you to walk us through a simple tool workflow or, pen that you're using right now.
Yes.
I'd love to see it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to let you share your screen now and you can walk us through something because I can't think of anything more practical than seeing something modeled. That'd be awesome.
Let's try it out, shall we? Okay. So I discovered, can you see my screen okay?
I can.
Yay. Okay. Pomeli. This is really great. Let's see if hopefully. So it is labs.google.com, and I'm sure we can give the link in the show notes. So you have three doors to choose from. Generate business DNA, get campaign ideas, generate creatives. So I did this one. Let's see if I can
get campaign.
I think I have to. Yeah, let's see. Okay. I'm going to put my nonprofit in here because it's pretty cool. And gathering colors.
Okay. So it's going to your website.
It's pulling graphics.
Pulling everything. It's determining.
Picking brand fonts.
Oh my God.
Look at that. Pulled my graphics. So I'll say looks good. And then create a giving. I'm just making this up. To use,
of course. Yeah.
Campaign. Generate ideas. Look at that. It's pulling graphics right from my website. And now, is it perfect? No. But it's not bad, right? You can update this.
Holy cow.
Right? Isn't this fun? I mean, this is fun. I know you're creative and I'm creative. I love stuff like this.
Okay. So now hang on a second.
Yeah.
Let's say that I love that image on the left.
Yeah.
My symptoms are real. What do I do? Do I click on those three dots and
click on dots and then you can, I think you can update it, adjust it. My plan with this is to take it into Canva, which is a whole nother conversation we can have about Canva and AI. But look at this. I mean, look how fast that was.
Wow. And so right there, it says you can generate a call to action.
Yes.
But you want to generate something right now.
In our website or whatever you can.
Yeah. Visit. Can you choose the call to action? Type it in yourself, or is it going to?
I don't know, because this is the free. Well, I don't know about free because I've got the pro Google, but look.
Get started.
Yeah, I'm sure we can probably.
Then you download it and you put it into your email. Oh my.
Look at that. It's going to generate. This is so much better than Nano Banana. No offense to Nano Banana. You have a purpose. But this is like,
I'm going to go try this like in a minute.
An hour. Isn't it so fun? I mean, this is taking our website and helping to create something right then. Like, look at that. In the moment.
And see, this is what wows me. I understand that there are people that are very, very concerned about job loss. I'm looking at this through the lens of the solopreneur.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm looking at this like I don't have the money to hire an expert in XYZ. I don't have the access to that person, the time, the whatever. I'm thinking of someone with very low funds who's out of work right now and wants to start their brand new business.
Yes.
And they're running out of their severance package and they need to get something off the ground. This is amazing.
Yeah. One of my board members showed it to me, and Allison, I'm going to give a shout out to her. And it was, when she showed it, I was like, what? I love it. It's so good. And she
Good.
created 12 images. She sent it to us. And, there was quite a few that were like 98% ready to go. Done.
That's amazing.
And if you pair it with that's where you DJ and pair it, right? So then you go into ChatGPT, and if you've been training ChatGPT in your voice and your brand, or if you created a custom GPT, then that's where you can really create the dialogue that sounds like you and all of that. But yeah, I love playing around and learning, and I could do it all day. It's dangerous.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, if you don't see me for a week, it's because I'm in Google Labs.
Just playing around, just seeing. I mean, it's
Okay. I mean, seriously, it could be the exact opposite of that as well. If you want to have a hyper productive day, go in there, create a couple campaigns, done. Walk out the door.
Yes. There's another one, Gamma, which you've probably heard of.
Oh, loves me
Yes.
some Gamma.
Yeah. So
I'm in-
Gamma gets it for me about 70%. I don't have the paid again. So if you're thinking about solopreneurs or people that are just trying to be economizing, you get 10 cards, as you probably know, a day or something. So choose wisely what you have to do.
15. I can't remember.
Yeah, you have a limited amount, but yeah,
Limits it. But I've heard, I haven't tried this yet, but I've heard that you could just keep adding. So it's not going to do it automatically for you.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, I mean, I think you can buy credits probably like any of the other
Yeah.
but
It's all good. Gloria, fun.
so fun.
Oh my God. Thank you so much for sharing that with us. That is amazingly practical.
Thank you.
So if someone wants to connect with you and they want to hear more from you, where are they going to go?
LinkedIn. It's the best
Yeah.
place. I'm very active on LinkedIn. Send me a connection request, follow. Her C-suite is on LinkedIn. I'm on LinkedIn. That is my one platform. I know people are on lots of platforms, but I have my own network, as does, She Leads AI. And so it gets overwhelming when you're trying to manage that and like all the socials. So LinkedIn.
I love it. All right. Oh my gosh. Thank you so much. I'm leaving so energized now. I'm so excited.
I can't wait to see send me what you come up with. And we should have the listeners try this out. We want to know what you come up with. Comment, share.
Yeah. Let us know. Let us know your next campaign so we can support you.
Yeah.
If on LinkedIn, we'll be like, we
Flash it.
got that.
Flash it. Yeah.
Natalie. I love it. I love it.
Thanks, Michelle.
Thank you.
So good to be with you. Thank you so much.
You've been listening to Empowered by AI, and I'm your host, Michelle Muncy-Silva. If something from this episode clicked, don't let it stop here. Take one idea and try it out this week. And if you want to go deeper, head over to the Empowered by AI, the Slay Effect YouTube channel, where you can watch demos and walkthroughs from our guests today and so many others. Like, subscribe, and join us there so you don't miss out on what's coming next. All the links and resources are in the show notes. I'll see you next time.